Hollywood is filmed with some of the weirdest people in the world, and honestly, I don't think that's a coincidence. Sure, for every weird Johnny Depp, there's a normal-ish Leonardo DiCaprio, and every crazy Tom Cruise, there's a, somewhat sane Brad Pitt. So today, we are going to take a look at some of the very many weirdos in Hollywood, including Timothee Chalamet, and I'm going to break down why I think being weird may actually help you become a successful actor.
Okay.
You are.
Right.
Have you actually sat down and just genuinely listened to an interview with Timothee Chalamet? I don't mean thirsted over the guy the whole time, but listen to the words that come out of his mouth and how they come out of his mouth. The guy's weird, and now he's playing Willy Wonka. I genuinely don't know if I could think of a better role for the guy. But listen, Timmy is incredibly talented. I think he is a very good actor, and I'm excited for what comes in the future. But I just think that it's very interesting to see that some or a good percentage of the very best actors are completely out of their minds. Just look at the actor he's taking over Willy Wonka for. Johnny Depp is losing it. Not to say that he's ever had it, but he's definitely, he's a little out there. But of course we know Johnny Depp is out of his mind, because there's no way any sane person would ever be cast as Captain Jack Sparrow. That's just not possible. No almost averagely or almost slightly normal person could ever outdo someone who does a jar of cocaine a day, allegedly.
He was using cocaine because it was like there was a jar of cocaine out on the table. I realize that sounds weird, but it's like an actual vintage jar of it.
Got it! You might be saying, Robert, you're just cherry-picking actors that help you make your point. And to that, I would say you're absolutely right. But we can go back in time in history and see even more weirdos. Even before there was sound in movies. You're telling me Charlie Chaplin was sane? Yeah, I don't think so. This is where I have to make a clear distinction between causation versus correlation. I'm not saying that being in theater causes people to be weird, and I'm also not saying that people being weird causes them to go into theater. I'm just saying that there is some correlation between people being weird and people being good actors, because it just seems like an abnormal amount of the best actors in the world are out of their minds. Now, Hollywood is probably 45% theater kids, 45% rich Nepo babies, and then 10% theater kid Nepo babies. And so, of course, having a large amount of theater kids in your industry is going to lead to a lot of weird people, or generically weird people. But all the best theater kids are the best theater kids because most of them have been doing it their whole lives. And when you're in theater your entire life, you're going to be much more connected and in touch with kind of who you are and a little bit freer. And I think that naturally makes them appear a little bit weirder to people that have not been in theater or don't really understand that kind of life. You know, I think a lot of normal society, like I consider myself pretty normal compared to my girlfriend who's in theater and a lot of the theater kids I know. And I think that's also because I'm more reserved and less comfortable with myself, or just with being free than these people are. And so I think that being free comes off as being weird. However, I do think it's still fair to call some of these people weird. You're telling me that Johnny Depp isn't weird? Come on. Again, there's nothing wrong with being weird. I'm sure that my neighbors staring at me out the window right now think I'm out of my mind too. But I think we should analyze it a little bit, because I think there is more to this weirder thing than meets the eye. Welcome to my weird success acting matrix. Is this weird in and of itself? Yes, but I'm not a good enough writer to explain what's going on in my mind, so I did this. On our y-axis here, we have weird. This is the level of weird that you can be, just all over the place. You can be very base level weird, no weird. You can be top level weird, Army Hammer freakish weird. And on the x-axis, we have talent. Talented people, not talented people. You get the gist of it. And this middle line, this is our success line. What this means is, if you are on this line, you can be successful. So if you are low talented and low weird, the only chance you have being successful, this is what this little thing says, the only chance you have of being successful is if you're a Nepo baby. I also think there should probably only be one P in Nepo, whatever. But after we leave this first section, we move into the second section, where we can finally see people getting jobs that aren't Nepo babies. Right in the middle, right on this line here, is where we see the people that are playing extra roles in SVU, Law and Order, those kind of shows, or are like side characters on Netflix TV shows. This is the area. This is their area. Being down here, though, you will still get some work. You don't have to be a Nepo baby. However, once you exceed the line, you begin having some issues, which means if you are above this line, you either need to be a Nepo baby or hot to work here. We have people like Aubrey Plaza. Pete Davidson is a weirdo, but he's got some talent. He might play the same role in every single movie, but he's definitely got some talent. That's why he goes here. And people find him hot. Again, That's why he goes there. Aubrey Plaza, the same deal. She's absolutely hot. She's a freak, though, so she's more like here somewhere. And if we enter into our third trimester over here, we can see that this is where it starts getting interesting. On this line, this is where we start seeing our people like Timothee Chalamet, Johnny Depp, Joaquin Phoenix, Jared Leto, the weirdos are up here. You know, it can be up here. We can have Jared Leto's a freak. He's really far up here, actually. I'm really scared of Jared Leto. Johnny Depp is up here, too. There's still lots of work for you, but there's an asterisk because it's different work than the people down here will get. Leonardo DiCaprio is down here somewhere. He's definitely less weird than these guys. Jamie Foxx, he's a little bit higher than Leo. He's a little weird, but he's incredibly talented. Probably the max talent you could possibly get. He's over here. The people like Jared Leto, he's really maximizing the weird, probably a little bit less talented than some of these people, but he's very weird. This is where Armie Hammer is too. He's probably right on this line, bouncing between these two because he is hot. I would say he's probably more in here, but he is very talented somewhat, but he's into freak. He's out of his mind. But you can see that these really weird people can get jobs. And they're getting lots of them. It might be a little bit of confirmation bias. We might be seeing some of these weird people, and it might be opening our eyes a little bit more than some of the normal people. But if you have any problems with this, you're not allowed to tell me that in the comments below. This is a perfect science, and I can't say criticism. But if you did enjoy this video, why don't you slide on over to this video where I talked about how Pedro Pascal became internet daddy. It was very exciting, actually. I think you would like it. You should probably click on it. But thanks for watching. Bye.